and welcome to Bear Dog's Crafts. This is episode 6. We haven't gotten very far, but we're on episode 6, and it's a very special episode because we are making a commission piece that has been a long time coming.
Indeed. We tried it once before, and unfortunately...
It didn't pan out.
Yeah, it suffered a catastrophic failure in the piece that we had selected.
But we're back, and we're trying again.
And that is part of the whole experience.
Also, we have... Oh, heck, I just bumped that. We have other options, too, for stuff. We have this resin pen blank that's like glacier ice, which is really pretty. I gotta check my chat messages. Hold on. We've got this, they call it Blue Horizon. I call it Very Thin Blue Line. And then we got this, what is this one? Liquid Smoke. We've got, what is this called? Ooh, this one's called Envy. I feel like I'm looking at like lipstick colors. These are, a lot of the names are very similar. And then we've got, hold on, what is this? This one, I forget the name of it actually, but it's a really cool like teal, turquoisey, white. And then we've got this one. This one's really special. This is like a, this one's called Obsidian. If I can get it to focus. Like a really cool design. This one's my favorite though. This one is Lavender Jade. Super pretty. Please excuse my hands. I haven't slept yet. I don't know what not sleeping yet has to do with hands, but you know what? We'll figure it out.
First blood has been drawn.
By what?
Oh, one of the drill bits. I was fishing out the correct size bit.
Stop fishing with drill bits, man.
Oh. Hopefully everyone enjoys our chaos.
They usually do. I mean, we're pretty likable.
So, I'm just getting everything prepared over on the cutting and drilling side.
Yeah.
So, unless we have a last minute change in the
I'm asking. Hold on.
This is the piece that we are using today.
This is a rhino blank or an
This is an
acrylester?
acrylester.
This is okay. So this is an this is an acrylester piece entitled Silver Venom, if I'm not mistaken.
Am I centered?
Yes, actually.
Fantastic. So with these acrylesters, they have an extreme tendency.
Talk about live chat. This is amazing.
For fragility while tooling. They're a very hard material, but they are also very fragile. So, we are going to be taking our sweet time in working this material.
Yeah, we are.
It's a material that I have familiarity with, and that I have had explode on me more than literally any other material.
Explosions to rival that of any Taco Bell visit.
And we just went there.
Yeah, but I've been fine. I'm so lacking in nutrients that even Taco Bell can't explode anything. It's sad. Whichever one you're most comfortable using. Now, come on, we want this to be pretty. I mean, it's gonna be. But we want it to be something that you will enjoy.
Well,
I'm calling. Okay, where do I need to be?
So,
Yes. Alright guys, you are going to have to deal with my shaky hands, because I'm not moving the tripod, and I don't feel like it, and you can't make me.
first thing that we will go ahead and do is we will go ahead and get the drilling done.
Excellent.
Now, you can see here, I'm actually going to be drilling into the entire piece.
I think I'm moving too quickly. Hold on, let me slow down. I don't want to give people whiplash.
I'm going to go ahead and swap out the bit for the size of bit that we require.
Always check your chuck. Put that on a t-shirt.
How much wood could a woodchuck could drip?
What determines the shape of the pen?
Largely me.
Yes. Is there a particular shape you would like? There's not a lot of wiggle room on this style of pen, I don't think.
Correct. So some styles of pen are more conducive to inventiveness than others.
Say that I love doing this all of a sudden?
You have found your calling.
Okay, first of all, I don't know if I'm good at it. I just said I liked it.
Because of the overall size of this pen, and where the pen clip itself rests, there's very little room to play. So this is going to be,
oh God, my hands are shaking.
as is the case with themed pens quite often,
It's going to be a fairly smooth
this is
barrel.
going to be a fairly straight through barrel.
We could do ridges for like
For grip, yeah.
and that's probably the only wiggle room I think we have. Feel free. This is as best as I can stand without showing the mess that is behind you. So if I'm in your way, no, I'm not. Now, did you need to cut this first?
Well, that's one of the things that I do with acrylester is I drill first and cut second.
Okay.
Now, the reason...
I wasn't remembering that, so thank you.
No worries. So the reason for that, for our friends at home, is because acrylester will blow out every single time if you drill all the way out the bottom. So if I were to cut this here, this is the size of the tube that we're using, it would explode out the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill down. Let's go ahead and get this puppy on.
The only problem with this setup is I can't twitch check like this. So what I'd like is I'd like to get a, I don't know if I could get like an arm that can just clamp onto this, or better yet, clamp onto this and just have, yeah, y'all are gonna have to deal with my shaking hands. I do have hand tremors through no fault of mine. Just one of those things.
And so we are going to be going down to 2.67 inches.
Not a sponsor, but oh my God, yeah, please. Nova!
Yeah, Nova, I know you'll probably never see this video, but this is an amazing drill.
Yeah. Nova, Raycon.
And then we are also going to be using what originally was an acquisition from Tandy Leather.
It's a spritzer bottle.
To keep this going smooth. Now
Am I
this
in
is
charge of
acrylester. It will get squeaky.
Yes. So please pardon the noise. Thankfully we have the fuzzy thing on the microphone, and the microphone is behind us. So hopefully that helps.
Ready when you are.
Ready? I forget I have a zoom function, so I don't actually have to lean. Phone is choosing to focus on your arm. Here we go. The smell is unique. It's gonna be so beautiful when it's turned.
Acrylester always is.
I know. Mom says that is so cool. The ribbons are a lot of fun to watch.
Whew, that's hot.
I think this is our first like live watch your pen be made before your eyes stream we've ever done.
It is.
Excellent.
First commissioned pen that we are doing live.
And we're willing to do more of these. 1 second, please. Thank you. Trying to get it to focus.
where's the brush?
Oh, shit! It's on my desk by my dice box.
Okay.
On my actual, like, in...
Your home office.
Yes, my like, third home office that I am attempting to consolidate. Sorry. Oh, hi, sorry. Let me back up here. New pen. Yes. I will be moving the tripod, I promise. You gotta deal with my shaky hands for right now.
The cats are demanding
Entry?
second breakfast.
Yeah, that's not happening. The cats recently went on a diet. No, they are not happy about it. It's an ongoing battle. There's a fly in here. Once we get to the lathe, you won't have to deal with my hands anymore. But until that point, suck it. Fuck, this was supposed to be family friendly, wasn't it? It's never gonna happen. Ooh, got smoke. It was actually a really pretty camera shot. I'm quite pleased with it. There it goes. Chonk. God, a D20 made out of this stuff would be very interesting, and I'd be so scared to roll it.
Would definitely recommend rolling that on
Some felt.
a felt surface. For sure.
Yeah. This isn't gonna work, is it? I wish there were a way for me to take a picture while in this damn app. Hold on.
Screen cap.
I love that I'm whispering as though the camera is here and it's not behind us. You know what? Just habits, man. I'm a big fan of the ribbons myself. I think they're super pretty and I think they'd make really bad confetti. I actually really like doing this. This is so much fun. Like, can you imagine if we had, like, more awesome customers that were like, oh my god, you can just make my pen right in front of me? Yes, Janet. Absolutely.
Why, yes. We are equipped.
Hey, everything is content.
Alright, and that's depth.
Excellent. Then we're gonna go pop over to Benny.
Yep.
Oh wait, I think we have chatter. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Let me see if I can make it. Hey! Oh, it's Devil Rocks Gaming!
Hello, hello.
Welcome back! Oh my god, what are hands? I'm not trying to look at your butt, I promise. It's just happening. We're doing okay. How are you guys? I can't see the chat very well from having to manually hold this dumb camera. But it'll be on the tripod soon enough, promise. Just like 10 more minutes of this. Everything shut down?
Yep.
Excellent.
Feel the heat.
No thanks. I'm a good.
Well, it's not hot, but just
I know.
you can feel the
Can
temperature
you
difference.
slow down, please? Thank you.
Like the acrylester builds up heat
Yes, it
like
does.
crazy. That's one of the reasons why I will always do a wet drilling.
Mm-hmm.
Because this stuff builds up too much heat, it will shatter. And it
Yeah.
is spectacularly terrifying when you're working on it and that happens.
Okay, here, I'm going to stand just right over here. You have this measured?
Yep, so
Okay.
for the folks at home, this is how I do the quick measurement for this tool. On this piece, I've got my measurements built onto it. And I take the brass tube that's going to actually be the insert, and which is the piece that determines how long it needs to be. And then I give myself at least a 1/16 of an inch to an 18th, or to an 1/8 of an inch of extra that I can then drill apart. And there we are.
Excellent. All right. Okay, that's enough.
I invented music.
What? Oh, that grinding noise is something. Something. All right, let me pop this into the damn tripod. Where it belongs. Get this on the charger.
Time to recharge.
Yes. All right. Settling into bed for the night. I accidentally got the camera on your butt.
Oh no.
Listen, I am a short person, okay?
So
Yes.
my brass tube still needs to have some of this old glue removed from our first attempt.
Oh, noes.
It is not wanting to fit. On the plus side, when it does fit, it'll be very tight and very, very well in there. Could almost do a pressure fit.
Oh, no.
Excuse me while I knock everything off in the background here.
That's okay. That's what it's for.
Let's grab a new piece of sandpaper.
Listen, I love me a good butt. Furious sanding intensifies. Get focused.
You will fit. What?
That's what he said. Listen, if there is not a time in every couple's life where one of them is screaming, "You will fit," Are you really coupling? Right? Listen.
Watch my hands twist and twirl.
This will never be a family-friendly channel. You'd have to kick me out of our very small company of 2 people for it to be a family-friendly channel. It's not happening. I think we're funny.
Apparently, at least a few people on the internet do as well.
Yeah, we're funny. Sanding intensifies.
Let's try that on for size.
Okay. Focus. Every once in a while, I just have to boop the camera. Yes.
Meep.
Uh-oh, what meep? Listen, round peg, square hole has never been an issue for us as far as pen making, but like, this is a pressure fit now. How is it you're sanding it and it's a tighter fit? Dust. We gotta stream more. This is so much fun. I'm thinking of doing a weekly stream, at least once a week. Boop. There we go. Maybe if I make a sound effect when I refocus the camera, instead of just cussing at it. I don't know what.
I'm just afraid that I'm about to tear the bronze or the brass.
We have replacements. Don't we?
Do we have this size?
No. Yes?
Seems a little too big. Yeah, too big.
Okay, well, I bought you all of those replacement 2D things. They're there. No. Where did those go? Oh, there.
That's 10 mil.
Okay, what do you need?
3/8 mil. Or
Fuck.
excuse me, 3/8 inch.
So if this fucker doesn't fit,
More sanding.
sand the fucking the blank. Words hard, sounds easy.
Where did my
Boop. Yes.
breakdown tools go?
What does that look like?
Those.
These?
Yep.
Oh, it's heavier with just one hand. Oh. Do 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 do. Oh my god. So you remember I was blocking all those things from our Twitch?
Mm-hmm.
And it was at like 2.1 million?
Yeah.
We're still, after like 11 hours, down to only 15,000.
Goodness.
It's insanity. Oh, it's so nice to be in the shop again. And streaming. This is like bonus. That was legit just a chair.
I'm going to.
Yes. Oh.
No, I should probably do it on the metal surface.
I'm up, I'm down, I'm up, I'm down. Uh-oh.
No, that's okay. That's what we wanted. I mean, obviously I would have preferred not to drop the piece, but at least I dropped the piece that wasn't going to be damaged by dropping.
Whatever you say.
More sanding. I suppose alternatively I could widen the hole by doing it on the drill press.
Mm-hmm. But that just seems super precise. I feel like we're just like almost there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like doing it on the drill press leaves way too much open to go wrong.
Yeah, I would definitely be taking a lot of extra risk.
Yeah, let's not do that. I don't want to have to jump to like the stream technical difficulties page that we definitely don't have. Someday I'll make it. Today has not been that day. So. Oh my god, sorry. How goes it?
I'm just trying to peel this garbage off.
I see what you did there.
Ugh.
Oh god.
Where there's a will, there's a way, and I'm standing right here.
Oh my god, my computer is so hot.
Mm. Right, it fit.
Oh, thank goodness. Who needs to fucking glue it? Somebody talking shit. Plink?
Time to put on the glue.
Can you even get the tube out?
That's what I just took out.
Oh, jeez. Sorry. I promise I pay attention.
But I did find...
A blemish.
Yeah.
Well,
That-
that'll come out in sanding.
Yep, and that is also why we put so much extra length on the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do I need to move?
I am just trying to see where I put the two-part epoxy.
Does it require me to move?
Not especially. Let's see. I'm going to do a little bit of work behind the camera here.
Trade secrets. Listen, I wish we were big enough that we even had trade secrets.
two-part epoxy did not get placed upright. So it was leaking.
Hmm. Yes. All right. 50% payment has been sent.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe this week you can write our origin story for the website.
Yeah.
Get that sent off to our business consultant. See what he thinks and, build it from there. Can build a legit brand. What you think?
Sounds good to me.
It's a plan.
Totally started putting epoxy on the wrong piece.
Oh God, no.
It's one of those days, all.
No! We are not allowed to have one of those days today.
Thankfully, it's virtually impossible to mix up too little epoxy. But I'll be darned if I didn't just about do it.
You worry me.
Alright, folks.
Boop, boop. Okay. Sorry for the noise, everybody. I think my computer's gonna fucking die of heat stroke.
Alright. She's in.
Now back to the good part.
This is the tale of making a custom pen.
Nope, doesn't work.
Alright.
Yes.
So, clean this up. Get it to the sanding.
To the sanding!
To the sander at the wall.
Pretty much.
Do we have a name for the sander yet?
One was not proposed. You named the drill press, I named the bandsaw. Sander nor lathe have been named. Borka borka.
I just came up with a very, very bad one that I'm not even going to say out loud.
Does it happen to share a name with the person who commissioned this pen? I don't like that look. What is that look, sir? Okay, I was half right.
Told you it was bad.
Oof! How dare. Sir. No! Rude. Oh! I don't think it usually makes that noise.
No, it is not.
Is something rubbing against it, or what do we got?
remember how to.
How to check it?
Yeah, it probably just needs to have quick cleaning internally.
Sure.
Which isn't the worst idea. Gives the glue some extra time to dry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall
What?
where the screwdrivers are?
They're in a box
Mm-hmm.
on that table. They're in a brown cardboard box, last I saw, on that table. Because I remember they were in a really weird spot.
So I remembered the cardboard box, but I remembered it being larger.
Nope. How's the dust mask working for you?
It's working out really well, actually.
Not bad for $10. Well, 11.
The adventures of shop maintenance.
Hey, I vacuumed the floor. I did my job. Actually, that's extra. I do like this though. It's just a laid back day at the shop, you know?
Yeah.
But back to what we were talking about before, I was thinking of doing a weekly stream either on Twitch or YouTube. What do you think I should do?
Is an excellent question. Chat, what would you like to see Morwen do?
I tried doing the language learning thing, and while fun, I am immensely distrustful of the specific program. It's a good program if you already know what you're talking about. Because then you can see that it's wrong. That is a little gunked up.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. Vacuum?
Vacuum.
Okay. Let me know when. I will be muting this part because the vacuum is, I think, the loudest thing in this damn shop. So, husband, say when.
When?
Guys, the sound that just came from the sander into the vacuum.
It was unholy. sander is not supposed to be white. It's supposed to be blue.
Whoops. Hey, lots of good times sanding. Lots of good times sanding on this thing. So, not too bad, honestly. Could have been so much worse.
Alright, reassembly.
Okay.
There was so much stuff in there, it had almost reconstituted into a solid object.
That is a special kind of... What the fuck?
Guys, clean your tools.
I mean, yeah.
I will admit I have not been the greatest about shop maintenance. But I've been getting better.
I know. We've been helping each other out.
Yeah.
Not 100%.
And like the drill press and even this tool here,
The bandsaw.
The bandsaw. Benny, you call them?
Yes. There's Benny.
Those are really easy and accessible to clean.
Right. I don't know, should we rename the bandsaw?
I have no alternatives in mind.
Alright, it's Benny for now. Guys, if you think of a really cool name for our bandsaw, we'd love to hear it.
Name the shop.
Okay, but yo, that could be so much fun. I would love to do more community interactive-y things, like on our Discord and stuff like that. I feel so bad that I neglect it, especially considering that I'm on Discord every day, like all day. Plus, I don't really have, like, content to post. Like, I only just recently put out, like, 2 tweets on our Twitter. Mostly because I forget our Twitter exists. And I don't necessarily know how to Twitter. Oh, no. Oh, that's bad. What got stuck? Something get pinched? What do you think?
Well, this might mean we have to come back.
Might have to just sand it by hand.
Sander might have just died on us.
Oh, I hope not. That fucker's expensive. I mean, all of the equipment is.
Yeah. I mean, this is the least expensive piece of equipment in the shop.
Yeah, I know.
That being said, replacing equipment because it needs replacement and not because you're upgrading is not fun.
Yeah. Well, this is why our prices are so high, to replace some of our equipment. We did recently raise our prices here, what, a couple months ago? Still waiting to put out that blog post. But we are trying to move from hobbyists to an actual, like, small business. And there are certain costs, you know, behind the stream sort of deal, like equipment maintenance and, you know, materials and that kind of stuff that, you know, this pen that we're making here, originally, I think at our previous price model was like $75, would go for minimum
150.
No, minimum 200 now with the new price model. And that's not including a couple things. But so we did go to a new pricing model.
Eventually, we'd like to do this full time.
We absolutely would. I'm still questioning the current price model because I don't. Some of the things, you know, I don't think are. I think some of the things are too high. But now the whining sound. But now the whining sound, or was that always there?
Yeah, that's the normal sound.
Okay. Yeah, I'm iffy still on the current pricing model, on the labor part. Yours I don't have a problem with. Your labor is your labor, and you deserve it. I'm still second guessing myself and if I should be included. So, that's just my struggle that I have.
Y'all, I just repaired a machine I've never had to repair before. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
Really? That's what you're going with after...
What you do with the website and all of that, I have no clue on. Your time is valuable.
It's easy enough to figure out, though.
And yet, you have spent years figuring it out. You are worth that.
Loud sound! I guess I put the camera on the tripod a smidge too soon. I feel silly just showing this unmoving screen. But at least there's still audio. It's like a ghost just cross camera. Jeebus.
Alright.
Let's get turned.
Get turned. Get turned. Do it.
Oh, what do we want to do for lunch today?
I was thinking after stream we can get ready, hit the road, go find lunch, and be in the area for my appointment.
Oh. I was gonna sleep.
Would you hand me the bushings, please?
Oh! Ow! Oh. I have to do work? Gross.
Danke.
What do you mean I have to work in a workshop? What? Unfathomable. How dare. Uh-oh. Kitties. Kitties making trouble.
More breakfast.
Yeah, they're absolutely rioting over this half breakfast.
Do we have any other bushings
I thought you had them.
hanging around? I found 6.
How many do you need?
1 more.
Would they be in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, we can use any random bushing too. So.
I thought you had some spacers in here. That's a little much. I forget what that's for. Celtic twist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever. I'll use one of these.
Okay. Just please remember where it goes.
Yep.
Just make note. If and you could, please. Alright, let me zoom. We are dialed in. Wrist rest relocated. Excellent view.
Chisel in hand.
Here we go.
Back
And
to the good part.
we spin. Is that your square bit?
Yep.
Ooh. Just got whacked, sir. Small chunk. It's gonna be so beautiful. You know, there's a Harley Davidson bathtub.
I saw that. I think my cousin shared it.
I think so. We need a air push thing. I don't know what you call that. I like how I name things by sound.
An air duster?
I don't know. It goes push push, and it pushes air out of it.
I would call that an air duster.
Okay. No, I just name things by sound. Pretty soon I'm just gonna call cars honk. You know what I'm impressed by?
Huh.
That we've never dropped frames in the fucking garage.
that is interesting.
Ah, thank you. Yes. Very important.
Almost fully rounded.
Good. It's gonna polish up so beautiful.
Oh, acrylester always does.
I know, but it's always like, what are you gonna get? Oh, my brick is hot. Welcome to the stream, everybody. We are very happy to have you here today. I know it's a pretty impromptu, quick decision, but we've had this commission that we've been meaning to get to, and we finally got the oomph, and we're able to do it today. And just good times. Oh no. That's unpleasant. How's the material?
It's so far it's behaving.
Okay.
Take a look at that color though.
1 second, please. Ooh.
Give it a feel.
One. I am so busy. Hang on 1 second. I'll be right over. Could have sworn I just did this. Yeah, I fucking did this. Okay. Ooh. You know what that reminds me of? World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor. When you finally get flight over that area that's like cliffs and the geysers, that spot. I forget what that's called. Gorgorond? Is that Gorgorond?
Might be.
It's not Tanan Jungle. I think it's Gorgorond. Gorgorond, whatever. You know what I mean, though. Oh, it sounds so much better now. Sounds like it's behaving. Knock on wood. Fuck. Air bubble?
Something. Whatever it was, it caught and it tore.
Well, thank God I said knock on wood then. I was gonna be so mad if I fucked that up. I'm trying to think, like, should I just do like a weekly cooking stream? But then that would have to be like lunch. And we don't really eat lunch.
Could help us eat better.
It could. Yeah, maybe I'll do a cooking. I mean, I've been talking about it for what? A year at least, doing a cooking stream. If nothing else, I can try it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Lord knows I have 10,000,001 cookbooks. How is everybody today? Hope you are having a wonderful Tuesday. Update. Air bubbles. Stuff.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Isn't that usually a problem? Do we run into that a lot on these? Or is
Yes.
it the rhinos?
Both these and the rhinos.
Oh!
And unfortunately, that last tear is not going to be recoverable. It'll be a permanent imperfection on the piece.
Oh no. I can barely see it though.
Just checking something.
Okay. Welcome! Welcome, Cal 9mm. We are working on a commissioned piece right now in our workshop. That is my husband, Bear Dog's Man, working the lathe. I am but a humble moderator and his wife. Currently working on a, what is it called here? Nope, that's not it. Maybe you have it. We are currently working on, focus, a gear shift pen kit in antique pewter. And so it should look like that when finished, but, you know, prettier. So we got it on the drill press, we cut it on the bandsaw, we sanded it, we've got the brass tubing inside. And now we're just making a pen.
I'm also going to flip my bit.
Flip it.
which I shouldn't have to do because I literally have only used this on like 2 projects.
Right. It is a little. It is a nice little lathe setup. We are hoping to, eventually upgrade to a slightly bigger one and slightly better one with some bells and whistles on it. But they're useful bells and whistles that'll make our life easier. But in the meantime,
And it is a more solid because one of the issues with this one is the legs were not part of the lathe itself.
Right.
So I think that's part of the reason why we've had stability issues.
Okay. Well, not we, but no, I gotcha. So yeah, we are aiming for a better lathe here in the coming year-ish. Just right now, we're trying to get our name out there. We decided to stream our creations on Twitch. Just 1 for content, 2 for exposure. So if you like our content, share it with people. If you know people who are into like arts and crafts and stuff, or if they really like pens, send them to us. We're happy to have them. We're pen people too. As an aside, however, we will not work for exposure, we work for money. If you check our Instagram, you can see the shop in its, well, not its entirety. The workbench isn't pictured for definitive reasons. But you can at least see our drill press, our bandsaw, part of our belt sander, and our lathe. I've got a really cool picture up on our Instagram of just our little shop corner. And it makes us happy. Clunk. I don't even see what fell. Everything's fine though.
This is why I don't like working with acrylester.
Blowout.
Huge.
Salvageable.
Should be.
Good. Awesome.
It mostly ripped out of the material that I was working on removing.
Right.
But just acrylester, guys, at least this piece in particular,
So many bubbles.
can bubble up like crazy. I don't know exactly how the acrylester blank is created, but anytime I hit a bubble, the corner of my chisel catches and then it rips.
Oh.
That's that sound that you're hearing. Acrylester can be beautiful, but I'm not willing to spend 8 hours sanding just to not go at it with a chisel.
Right. And this is why we charge what we charge for labor. But we do have a website if you would like to see some of our current pieces for sale. You can catch us on beardogs.net. So we have pieces that go live almost weekly, getting back into the swing of things.
And the more business we get, the more likely we are to be able to get more pieces up.
That is true. Cal 9mm says, I run CNC grinders, ANCA, currently making half-inch end mills.
I would not be opposed to seeing that happen.
Right? It's amazing the things that people can make. That's awesome.
Because we actually signed up for a CNC class, and unfortunately
We moved.
well, not only that, but then the coronavirus
Yeah.
pandemic shut it down.
Yeah. And then we were moving. Good ribbon. We were so close to getting into that CNC class. And then no.
It was scheduled for that Saturday or something, and Thursday they called and told us that
Right.
that it was going to be delayed.
So mad. But, you know, it is what it is. .3D printer is fun. I have one. I'm thinking of printing pieces, sanding them down, and making molds of them, and casting it in some resin, and then also including that in our shop. 3D printing is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I am very much a novice at 3D printing, so I'm not very good on like the 3D design aspect, but I'll find a file and print it.
You know, this is also why we are going to be soon, hopefully, producing our own blanks.
Yes.
Because
Fuck.
I think this is the worst piece for voids that I've ever worked.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Because I'm using a fresh, sharp tool. I'm running at a lower speed.
And it's still popping.
With barely any pressure.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in this material right now.
Well, let's get a corner cleared and see what we can make happen. Hope for the best. Can you clarify your question for me, Cal9? Please. Sorry. The cutting tool is a, it's got the Rikon system. It is a square bit, I think. Yeah, the interchangeable, that thingy. Focus. Boop. So yeah, it's the Rikon interchangeable system with a square bit. Just rotated the bit too, so it's super sharp and okay. That's nifty.
What is?
So Cal9 says, you know, what kind of insert are you using? The insert at the end is the kind of stuff that they make. Which is pretty fucking amazing. Yeah, we do pens, rings, game calls, pool cues, napkin rings,
Got a
bracelets.
standing order for a wand.
Yep. We're gonna make a wand here out of some purple heart wood. We're gonna make a pipe, I think someone asked for. So we do all kinds of stuff. We're trying to stick to pens for right now, just to build up a good stock on our website, and then we'll slowly add to the things that we can make. Oh, thank you! They've checked out our page before. I'm so
Thank you.
happy. So yeah, I'm really excited to get some of those aromatherapy pendants up because I think those are super pretty. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we're on Viewerstorm a lot. So we've got our ad up on the site. It always makes me happy to see. I log in the morning and there's, you know, an ad for bear dogs, and it's cool. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Hi, hello. I remember when I was talking to Zombie to get the advertisement made. I was like, you know, what do you need me to send you? Like, do you need like pictures? Do you need like, what do you need, man? And he's like, just send me what you have. I'm like, okay, I got a lot. So I take the pictures, I run the Instagram and Facebook account, I run the website, I run the live chat, I run the Discord, like, yeah, I run the Twitch. Yeah. I run all of Twitch, though. Not just our channel, but all of the Twitch. But yeah, I do all the online stuff, and my husband does the lathe art stuff. He also does the purchasing of the lunch. Fun fact, the pen on our website that is listed as Tropical Getaway might have you envisioning a nice sandy beach with like an umbrella and a drink that has an umbrella in it. But originally that pen was not named Tropical Getaway. Originally that pen was named Kevin, which is so much, just not majestic at all. But the reason it was named Kevin is because it reminds me of the Minions from Despicable Me, and I didn't want to name it Jerry or Stuart, so I picked Kevin. Could have easily named it Jerry or Stuart. Nothing against Jerry and Stuart. That particular pen just seemed like a Kevin to me. But no, instead it's named something fun and fruity like a Mai Tai, and it's Tropical Getaway.
Alright.
Yeah.
That is chisel work done.
Excellent. How are the chips?
Well, I managed to avoid
I want chips
any
now.
significant further exploding.
Good. Yes, noticed.
So we've got some
Move-
roughness
Move
on
arm, please.
on the edge here.
Mm-hmm. Let me do the old-fashioned zoom. You ready for this? This is super high tech. just lean the tripod.
So there is one chunk that is going to be unavoidable that's missing. But if I put the clip there, it will never be visible.
Excellent. I feel like this is that TikTok sound. No one's gonna know.
No one's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
Okay. Me.
Kevin is the coolest. Also, fun fact, because I have ADHD and we're talking about Kevin, it reminds me of Ghidorah, King Ghidorah, from the Godzilla King of Monsters. The third head is named Kevin. So yeah, we love Kevin in this house. And that does not make sense to me that they put the skull of fucking Kevin in Mechagodzilla.
Well, it's the
Why?
only one that was left.
Why? No, it wasn't. There was another one. It could have gotten eaten or destroyed. We don't know. Or it could have been scavenged by somewhere else. But Kevin.
All right, where did I put the brush?
Sander.
Aha.
How was it? We haven't seen it yet. Is it cute? The new Minion movie.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah. I think it's the one where Gru is a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Baby boss. Number 1 was good. 2 was okay.
Haven't seen 3.
I didn't like 3. At this point, I think they're just kind of milking the franchise.
Oh, they're absolutely milking the franchise.
But yeah, okay, so it is young Gru, baby boss. But it looks cute all the same, and I'm not saying I'm not gonna go see it. Just I really like number 1. It has some very memorable moments. So, thank you. Yes, no this is an absolutely like. Backseat gaming is one thing, but you will be sent to a very different circle of hell for spoilers.
Alright.
However, if something is 30 years old, don't worry about spoilers. Like,
30 years old?
Spoilers, darling. So, yeah. If there's like a book or a movie that's been out for 30 years and I accidentally ruined the ending for you, no, zero sympathy. You had 30 years to read it. So, there is a spoiler limitation. There's a spoiler limitation on this channel is like 20 to 30 years. So, Bear Dogs Man, tell us about the sanding process.
Well, starting off with the rough grit. And the one thing that I'm most concerned about in this process is, and if you come over here, as you bring your finger across, you can feel the tooling marks.
Yes.
The main goal of the coarse grit is to eliminate those, create a universal texture.
This one especially is very noticeable over
Yep.
there. Gotcha.
With other materials,
Not
I'd
as
be able
bad.
to eliminate most of that with the chisel. But with this stuff, hell no.
I'll be so happy when we can get rid of like all of our acrylester.
Like, acrylester is beautiful, but I'm going to have to start charging a premium to work it because it is aggravating and stressful and horribly brittle.
I wouldn't say a premium, maybe just an upcharge.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, well. Maybe don't publicize that we upcharge for acrylester.
No, I mean, it's a given that we charge more based on
Material.
material.
Yeah. Well, because the material costs different.
and because it works different. Like our earliest pricing model was based on my own feelings of how difficult the material was to work.
I know. I made the pricing model.
Mm.
I have made all the pricing models. Boop boop. Love you.
Love you too.
Woo! I'll be so excited to get this boxed up, shipped out.
Oh, I thought we were going up there this week.
Oh.
Delivered.
Are we?
I thought that was the plan.
I didn't know that was the plan. Is that the plan?
Yeah, I thought it was the original plan from Friday, just different because of the work interference.
Cal9 says, I don't know if this is because I'm in the manufacturing industry or not, but this is soothing to watch.
I'm so glad.
We are so glad. I'll be quiet though if I'm irritating. You can just tell me to shut up. There are very few people in this world that I give them permission to tell me to shut up. Those are people who refer to me as a dishwasher.
Yeah, those get the permaban.
Yeah. So, machinist ASMR.
Yeah.
I like it. I told you that was a thing. But ASMR is against viewer storm regulations, so I cannot put that label. But if it helps, it helps.
Unofficial.
Yeah, unofficial ASMR because we are talking. Maybe one of these times I'll turn viewer storm off and see how many people come just organically.
Give it a feel.
On it. Oh, you got that. This part is just butter. It feels so nice.
And that's the coarsest grit.
I know.
I don't know if I've got a good technique or not,
I think you do.
but I produce good results.
Yes, you do. And let's not forget the Dragon Emperor, how fucking smooth that was.
I want it back. I loved that pen.
Guys, if you
I was
haven't...
about ready to eat a $750 pen.
Sale. Yeah.
So that I could keep it. It was amazing. Oh my gosh.
Guys, check out our Instagram. We have on there from a little while back, I believe we called it His Sanguine Majesty, the Ruby Dragon Emperor. It is a 22 karat gold and palladium pen made out of stabilized ruby dyed Paua abalone with 2 actual rubies for the eyes of the dragon and a red Swarovski crystal as a cabochon. So it's beautiful. If you haven't seen it, please go look at it.
It is the most expensive pen we have ever made.
Or sold. Made and sold. Let me tell you guys, we'd be very happy to make another one. We also make, like, if you guys like that, the diamond painting, I know that's gotten really popular, the painting with the little crystals. We make those wands. Ow!
Holidays?
I almost said that was bright. But, like, it wasn't loud, it was sharp. Don't ask me how my brain works. You'll never get an answer, and you'll never get the same answer. It was sold to a very avid and mildly rabid pen collector. But it's in a good home, and maybe someday we'll get it back. So we can sell it again. Take the ink out of it, though, for sure. But it writes beautifully. Like, there are some pens that you can buy at the store that are smooth and, you know.
But we have never bought a fabricated pen that outperforms even our lowest priced piece.
That.
Not saying they're not out there, but if they are, we haven't found them.
I mean, the gel pens are pretty close.
In
Gel-
smoothness, but
Yeah.
not in quality of
Well,
flow.
that's not what I'm saying. But even our lowest tier ballpoint generic is as smooth or smoother than a gel pen. Just as a comparison that I feel that a lot of people are familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, remember your favoriteest gel pen, and that's our lowest tier of ballpoints.
Except better, because the ink is actually narrow enough you
Yes.
can write with it without it bleeding all over the place.
Correct. But again, just as a comparison that I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with.
How has Psycho been enjoying his pen?
I don't know. He's had a lot on his plate lately with him versus his landlord. So I have not pried. So. Otherwise, I think he said he showed it to a family member and gave like all of our business cards to that person. And he already distributed like all the business cards we ever sent him.
Mm.
So hire him for advertising, PR, marketing.
Right?
It's gonna be so pretty.
It's shaping up.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Give it a feel.
On it. Right behind you. Yeah, it's even more like butter. It just gets smoother from here. You know what maybe I should do for my weekly stream? A writing stream. Because I keep saying I'm going to do it. I don't know, I guess I'm worried about being judged for my content. It's scary, you know, putting yourself out there like that.
Well, that's, why I'm honestly resistant to the idea of a DM stream.
Yeah.
Where I'm DMing a game.
I'll do it.
'Cause I'm no Matt Mercer. As the DM.
Matt Mercer says you don't have to be like Matt Mercer. In fact, he wants you to not be him.
When I say I'm no Matt Mercer, I mean I do not have the confidence. I know he feels like he doesn't either, but he presents it, he shows it. I don't have the presence.
Dude, we should go to TwitchCon. Hey, Cal9, come pick us up. We have 0 tickets. You'll be driving almost right by us. You'll be a little north of us. Yeah, they're driving to TwitchCon from Wisconsin to San Diego with a stop in Colorado and maybe Vegas.
Mm.
Going in a car full of Twitch friends. You can stop by and see the puppy.
Yeah, you might be able to fit us in the vehicle, but not the dog.
Yeah, and where we go, she goes. We have a beautiful Floofus who loves to meet people, and we're always excited to meet other people from Twitch. One day we'll make Bear Dogs Con happen. We'll have like our little booth. It'll be great. I don't know what Padu would do if like just a carload of people just stopped by.
She'd probably do her happy dance.
She'd probably do tippy taps. What kind of dog we got? Oh my! Here. I can't really describe. You gotta see her. She has her own Instagram.
And she's got more followers than we do.
On both of our accounts. I think this is her. Let me double check that link. That's her. Yeah, that's my baby. I haven't updated her Instagram in a minute. But that's the baby. Her name's Pudushka. She is a Russian bear dog. AKA the Caucasus Mountain Shepherd.
Or as someone once called her, the Colossus Mountain Shepherd.
I believe her breed is a distant relation of the Colossus or the Molossus breed. Those ancient big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I believe someone mentioned... I am happy to be fact-checked, of course. But I know someone said it. I just don't know if it's true. So, she is an adorable baby Floofus. She just turned 3. I wish we could have done a birthday stream for her. But it was really hot out. It's still really hot out. It's going to be in the hundreds all week this week. Well, after Thursday. Before Thursday, it's just in the 95s. So, that's the baby. She loves people. So, we take her to the dog park, and she just wants to meet all the people. She could not care less about the other dogs. I think she's down to like 135 pounds now.
Somewhere in there.
So, very snuggly. Very hot. As soon as we get the shop cleaned up, I'm hoping to have her out here a little more often. Maybe. Oh. Padu's birthday is the 15th, but her gotcha day is September 19th. And we drove from Maryland to Ohio to get her. And we had, like, all 4 of our fucking tires just die on my car when we went to go get her. So we had to pull over into, like, a Walmart, get all 4 tires replaced, and continue the drive to Ohio. It was ridiculous. Padu has only just discovered that bed is comfy, especially when mom and dad are in it. So she's learning how to cuddle. That's wonderful.
What do you think of the color?
I like it. It's such a pretty green. I can't wait to see it polished.
You ready to give it a feel?
Yeah. On my way. God, that's so smooth. Oh, we're going to the micro grit?
Yep.
Micro mesh, excuse me. Yeah, we were really lucky for like the first 2.5 years. Podushka did not have any interest in counter surfing. And then just the other day, like a few weeks ago, I hear thump. And I look over into the kitchen, and there she is, big old boofus, with both paws on our counter. Which is completely unnecessary because she can just rest her chin on the counter. But she has learned now to counter surf. So we have to hide things even further than where we normally would. It's insanity. What do you think, Papa? You're Papa Bear?
Yeah. Much insanity.
Yes.
And she loves to steal.
Yeah, stealing is her favorite game. Like, if she doesn't steal it, it's not fun. She just doesn't like the part where we recover the stolen goods. But she does get a snack out of it. And I think that's why she steals. But, like, I'm not gonna fight with something that big. Nah, man. I'm just gonna be like, hey, drop that. Here's the snack. And honestly, as long as you don't leave anything on the counter, then she's not gonna steal. Because there's nothing to steal.
Except then she goes for my chair,
And your shoes. And your hat.
my feet,
Your cup.
boodles,
Hands.
remotes.
Gloves. Socks. Yep. Socks is a big one for Padu. Socks and shoes.
The cats.
The cats. But when Padu gets a hold of shoes, I hate to say that it's adorable, but it absolutely is, because she will very gingerly hold the shoe by its laces in her front teeth and then whip it like it's a morning star.
Head-banging puppy.
Yep. Yeah, when Padu steals something, she has one of 2 places that she goes. And they're both in plain sight. It's wonderful. When she steals something, she either goes to her couch or she goes to our bed. So if she's like on the double-ing to one of those two places, I know that she's stolen something. She's not original, but she is consistent. Yeah, Keep Away is a favorite game of hers. Otherwise, I think Pudge's favorite game is Crunch. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, I guess you could say.
I guess you could say that. I'll tell you guys, sometimes when I'm working this material on the lathe, it gets so smooth it doesn't even feel real.
I know.
And you can see the difference. It's actually, like the color as it spins is almost glass-like. Come look close.
Coming? So pretty. Yeah, Padu doesn't go around the couch, she goes on the couch. So she's really easy to corner.
It's like she wants to be cornered.
She absolutely does. That's the game. Mommy, Daddy, I took something. Come get it. Play with me. You know, a typical 3-year-old. A sweet bean that has the power to crunch your arm into oblivion. I try not to think about it.
Come give it a feel.
Well, I just felt it.
Oh, I thought you only looked at it.
Congratulations on your Turtwig. It feels glossed already. And I don't mean that in a derogatory, but just in an incredulous capacity. I think for my Pokemon starter, I think I got assigned Bulbasaur. So, Pokemon community game definitely likes its grass starter types, from what I've noticed. And that's okay. Twice a day? Wow. Cal9 says that they take their dog, who is a lab, to the dog park twice a day. Yeah, labs, I believe it.
Babushka would like that, but she wouldn't have the energy for it.
She'd try.
She'd just go out there and lay down, wander for a minute, lay down.
Yeah. She'd wander the first time and then just plunk the second time. Like, what are we doing? I was just here. Also, we have a problem. There is I hesitate to call him a gentleman.
An individual.
Yeah. Well, I usually refer to people as like a lady or a gentleman. This person is neither. They're a dick. There's a guy at our dog park who the limit, as I'm sure it is, I hope, at least across like where we've been, the limit per person is 2 dogs per person so that, you know, you don't split your attention too far. This guy comes with 4 Shiba Inu all by himself. And
they're not well behaved.
They are not trained. They are not, well, they might be trained. I don't know what for, but like they will gang up and bully smaller dogs, which should be in the smaller dog park. But I think their owners don't realize that their dogs are small until they see our dog. So, perspective. That is gorgeous. It reminds me of like sea glass a little bit. Just gorgeous. Let me see if I can zoom in on it just a little bit. Guys, I don't know if you can see that, but I know you can see it, but not clearly. It's beautiful. Sorry for the shaking. Okay. Oh, we're to the gloss! We're to the gloss! I'm so excited! It's so exciting. So, okay, give me the plan for this week. What are we doing? Are we driving up?
I assume, like tomorrow or the day after.
What are we doing with the pets?
Well,
How many days are we staying gone?
We'll go up early in the morning.
Okay.
We'll leave the cats with sufficient food for like 4 feedings.
Which will be 1 feeding after their little hunger strikes from having half as much food now.
And then we'll come back in the later evening on the second day.
Okay.
Look at that shine up.
No. I think that qualifies as like a glow up. It's so nice to be in the shop again. Also, thank you for the follow, Cal9. I don't know why it didn't pop up on maybe it popped up on the screen and I just didn't see it. But I didn't see it in the chat, which is just odd. It's supposed to do that. But thank you so much for following. We try to get in the shop once a week. We had a commission that we absolutely had to get on, which is this one. So we're randomly streaming on a Tuesday. But we try to stream otherwise on crafter days, which are Saturdays. It doesn't always happen because of my husband's work, which has been brutal lately. It's awful.
So buy from us and help me get free of that horrible job.
Corporate America. Hey, I found the staple gun.
Yep, now we just need to find the staples.
Those are easy enough to replace. So this is a 4-stage polish, if I remember correctly, is how we get our shine on.
Three stage on the micro polish,
Right.
and then 1 stage
For the ultra gloss.
ultra gloss.
Yes, but our system that we use is a 4-stage polish. Yeah, we've been making pens for, I think, 2 years now. 2, 3?
Sans at least 2020.
2. So, if we could just do this forever, that'd be cool. We really like working with wood. That's how we started. It's what we like.
It was a while before we tried any artificial materials.
Yeah. But we do wood, we do antler, we do rhino blanks, acrylesters, resins. But wood will always have a special place in our heart. Specifically lignum vitae for me, gaboon ebony for you. We have a stick of gaboon ebony, by the way.
Yes.
And Makassar ebony, and like 4 sticks of lignum vitae.
Lignum vitae is a rough wood to work.
I know.
Hardest wood on earth, guys.
Yes, it is. Fun fact: it was used. Because of its high oil content and water resistance.
Specifically salt water.
Yes, it was used as ball bearings on World War II era ships.
Yeah, aircraft carriers.
Yes, World War II era ships, specifically.
Sorry, I thought I heard you say airships, and I was like,
Sorry, no, World War II era ships. This is what, stage 2, 3? 3. It's almost done. After this, we go on to the ultra gloss and then assembly. Last time we made a pen, we played Final Fantasy X until Little Hearts gave out. I think today the plan is get lunch.
Yeah.
My plan is get sleep.
Take a look.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's so vibrant.
Y'all, this is the reason why I keep on coming back and doing these freaking acrylesters, is because they're so damn pretty when they work.
Stage 3, stage 4.
Ultra gloss.
It's like a kaleidoscope.
And we're going to do one more coat of the Ultra.
What? Really?
Mhm.
Why? It's so beautiful already. What are you thinking for lunch?
Something...
Something tasty.
Yeah. Would you kindly man the dial and bring me up a notch, please?
Up a notch?
Yep. Just slowly accelerate me.
You're at 1675?
Just keep on accelerating until you max out.
What's the max on this thing?
Like 4,000. crank it.
$42.60. Excuse me, $42.10. It's assembly time! I have the instructions here. And the pieces. Alright, you just tell me what piece you need, and I am happy to give it to you.
Look at that, beautiful.
Wait! Boop. Oh! It looks like one of those resin art pieces. It's beautiful, honey.
What does chat think?
Checking? Oh, brick hot. Chat is quiet. I think they're stunned into silence. That's a sound. Ding! Ooh, Commissioner says they like it. Oh, excuse me. No, that was an indirect quote. Pardon me. Love it. It's so beautiful. Holy shit, 351 views today. Awesome. Yes. Do you need me to hold some pieces?
Nope.
You missed your spring. Okay, layout parts according to diagram A. Press coupler extension end in first into either end of the barrel.
Presumably to avoid damaging the spring
So
or threading.
God, I wish I could just get closer. Do you need me to read the directions or hold pieces?
Just hand me pieces as I need them.
Okay, well you have all of them except the spring. Alright you guys, I'm gonna flub this camera here so we can get a closer look at our assembly.
You got this.
Thank you, phone.
Okay. I need the back end.
You have that.
No, I did not grab that.
Gear shift.
No.
Go, 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 go. I'm aiming at the floor. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Yeah, I something like this, we have to hand deliver. It deserves a pen box, though. We don't have any. Wait, how are you going to get the spring in? Ah, right. Pens do that.
Alright.
Where are you going?
Grabbing the ink. And where's the spring?
I have it. With cat hair included. It's free. Free of charge. Squeak. Zoomed in way too far for this. That's so cool.
And there it is. And if you would like a pen like this, let us know. We can make it happen.
Yeah, we can. I got it. Okay, let me get camera back into tripod. So yes, we do have a custom order form over on our website, or you can just email us. I am reachable. Excuse me, reachable. I'm available at morwin@beardogs.net. But here's the finished piece, you guys. It's got little tire treads. And it is absolutely a clicky pen. You can put it either way. And if you're just a person who likes to fidget like me, then this is perfect and will drive everyone insane. So, there we go. Let me double check here. 1 second. Oops. Alright, I'm going to show you the lathe here for a second. I'm looking, oops, sorry, didn't mean to. I'm looking for a pen piece. Stream it on TikTok? That's interesting. You know, we hadn't really considered it. We didn't know if people would be interested in that kind of thing. So what we were going to do is we were going to do like video edits of like the cutting process, the drilling process, and then like the finished product. We were going to do like a quickie. But if you think that people would be interested to see this on TikTok, we're happy to try and put that together. I'm not so hot on the video editing, but you know, it's a learning process, and I've already, there it is. I was gonna say I already misplaced the pen. So 1 second. I did forget that our customer asked for blue ink as opposed to black ink, so I am popping the blue ink in real quick. Completely out of focus because why not, right? Okay. It'll go. Hold on, I gotta see what I'm doing. Come on. What heck? Are you gonna tell me that this doesn't fit? Are you kidding? Really? it can't just not fit, right? Like, we bought these specifically for this pen, and I don't understand why it won't fit. I'm not sure if the blue ones will fit in here, which is so odd because it says it'll fit, but it very clearly does not. Which is just odd to me because I thought these were the Parker style. See, and like that, we've seen a lot of people get really popular on TikTok, and I think the biggest obstacle for us currently is if we got a lot of orders, we don't have the time to make them all right now. You know what I mean? Like, my husband works like 60 hours a week on a slow week and 80 plus on a busy week. So I don't know if it's possible really. Like, if we got flooded with orders all of a sudden, I don't think our little shop could handle it. You know, we'd love it. I just don't know if we could keep up with it, you know. So, but I understand that reach is very different from like leads and sales and, you know, stuff like that. I don't think the pen refills I bought are going to fit in this pen, which is a problem. So I'll have to order some more pen refills, which is frustrating. So, yeah, that's true. Our plan is, and I don't, you know, I'm not worried about sharing this because I mean, we are a very small like business. Like, we don't have, you know, like we're not like there's no legal team. It's just my husband and I, and you know, like the goal is to eventually hire more artists for like lathe work, pen, what is it called, wood burning, like stuff like that. So we're hoping to grow as a business. We do believe in transparency, even if it is just the two of us, you know what I mean? So we're trying to have those like small town values, with the hopes of expanding eventually. But the plan is that if we can keep up the momentum for minimum 6 months, then we would start to feel comfortable shifting to doing this kind of thing full time. So that's just the current outlook, and it's really exciting, and it's really scary too though. Like the thought that your business can just like blow up on something like TikTok is amazing. First of all, I've seen a friend go through that, and her little Etsy shop just got bombarded with orders, and she 100% deserves it. You know, like she makes beautiful pieces. I would plug her shop, but I don't know if it's still open because I think she got flooded with orders and got really overwhelmed, which is understandable. But yeah, you know, we'll give it a try. I do take the VODs from Twitch, and I do have them on my computer, and I do upload them on YouTube too. So I can trim those down and like cut, copy, paste, and you know, try to make a TikTok thing. As soon as I get at least one video posted, I'll share our TikTok link. I don't want people to follow an empty channel. That just seems bizarre. But as soon as we get one video up on our TikTok, I'll be happy to share it. I'll put it in the Viewerstorm Discord, you know, like on Facebook, Twitter. We're Bear Dogs Gaming on all of those. Hey. said they think we could get more viewers and potential buyers on TikTok.
Try it.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about like our business plans and like, we believe in transparency, and we are scared though that if did the thing happen again,
Yes.
I'm gonna come over. Okay. I'm on my way over. Hold on, please. Hang on. I'm right in front of you. Put the head my arm out. Okay. And turn sideways to the left. Okay. Hang on. I've got my other hand right here. Okay. So you're gonna step over. Do you want to get to my chair? Okay, hang on 1 second. Step over. There's just a box on the floor, and then there's the vacuum thing on the floor here. So if you just step over that real quick. There you go, okay? And then shimmy over to this side. And my chair is in that direction. Yep. There we go. Also, the pen refills that we bought don't fit in the pen. They're a little too long.
Oh no.
So, but yeah, like that's just our little business plan. And then, I was talking about how scary it would be if our shop blew up because we don't have the time to do all these orders. But then Cal9 points out, but if we get all these orders, then we can stop with the bullshit and do this full time.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, goals, right?
Goals.
Absolutely. But I think we're gonna call stream here. We done did what we set out to do.
Woo!
And I for one need at least a nap. I'm sure you wouldn't mind a nap as well.
Yeah, I could use some downtime after that.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys, thank you. Oh, start by showing the craft finished products and maybe a giveaway at the goal of 1,000 followers to go live. And you can go from there. That would be cool. You know what? Thank you. Thank you so much for that. If you're in the Viewer Storm Discord, I would love to just chat about like TikTok stuff because I am an old lady. I feel like Sorcerio from Disenchantment.
How old are you? 37.
35.
Oh.
35. I am not 35. I will be 35 next year. So I'm almost ancient. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, if you're in the Viewer Storm Discord, I would love to just hang out and talk about TikTok stuff. There's only so much you can Google before you start learning by doing. So thank you. And we're going to give that a try because I think it would be amazing. Can you imagine if we just got boom, 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 custom orders for like rings and stuff? It'd be so much fun. And then we could say F you to our business consultant. So we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in with us. Take care. Okay, fantastic. Have a great day at work. Thanks for hanging out with us and chatting. It really means a lot to us, and we appreciate you guys. So we'll be live hopefully on Saturday. We have our own Discord too. So we try to put our schedule a couple days in advance, like it happens when it happens, but it's usually on Saturdays. We really try. So thanks so much. Let's raid somebody because I like to keep the good juju going. Who's live? I don't know. Shaolin Sherlock! Let's raid. They are doing a music stream. They have some pretty cool music that they do. They have their own songs, and they do covers and mixes of songs. So tell them Bear Dog sent you, and have a great day. Thank you so much.